All right. Well, good evening. Good evening. My name is Willie Lawson. It's the Willie Lawson Show here on Spreaker and iHeartRadio. We appreciate you being here this evening. It is late. It is 11:23 here in our nation's capital, where we're doing this show from today. We are in our nation's capital. We are here at the American for Prosperity Foundation Right Online Conference. It's the first day of the conference. It has been a super wonderful time. We've already had a couple of sessions. I enjoyed the policy track, top tech policy trends for 2015. It was Dustin Zivonic, regional director for American Prosperity. It was a moderator. George Landreth, president of Frontiers of Freedom. Baron, excuse me, I'm screwing up these names. Sorkaw, president of Tech Freedom. Katie McCullough, executive director for Digital Liberty, Americans for Tax Reform. Will Reinhart, director of Technology and Innovation Policy for American Action Forum. John Sampson, director of Federal Government Affairs for Microsoft, and Adam Kofasek from policy directors from Google. It was really an interesting, and the room was full, and actually kept filling near to the end of the panel discussion about what's happening as far as policy goes. When we started talking about privacy versus policy and innovation, and what municipalities have to do and what they've not been doing. It was great. I was also the opening session was great. It was we had opening remarks, of course, from Tim Phillips, who is president of Americans for the Prosperity Foundation, and Ali Akbar from Blog Bash presented an award to Dennis Vegas, who is the marketing chief and communications officer for Americans for Prosperity, because they won a Blog Bash award. And the featured speaker was Cheryl Atkinson, who was a former CBS investigative correspondent. Talked a lot about the pushback from this administration as far as covering stories and how major news organizations are acquiescing. It's great because I remember Cheryl Atkinson. Cheryl Atkinson used to be on Channel 13 News back in Tampa, and that's the first place I saw her. And then she went off to CNN, and then it was David Rowland, who's the editor-in-chief of Wired magazine from the UK, and really fantastic, fantastic. The fireside chat from 7 o'clock. It featured Ali J. Asseltine, who's the executive director for U.S. politics for Google. Annie Lewis, the client partner from Facebook, and Ryan Coyle, who's a digital media solutions specialist for Microsoft. Again, talking about strategy and innovations for those who are online. Really, really good stuff. So that's where we are today. That's where we are today, and tomorrow we will be in the same place. Breakout sessions start at 9 o'clock, so we'll catch a late breakfast at 8:30 or so, and we're not sure which track we're going to take. I'm not sure if I'm going to take the blogger track, which is seizing real-time events to build your community, or the policy track, which talks about net neutrality. Again, stuff that we need to know, stuff I need to know personally. The marketing track, grow and engage through great content creation, which I think we do here. So we're not sure which one we're going to do. We're going to have to get a good night's sleep and really pray about it. We're going to be rocking and rolling all the way until 9 o'clock tomorrow, and we'll do another show tomorrow night. We're going to do a quick broadcast today to make sure that we continue to feed the monster that is iHeartRadio. I am still very, very proud of our association with iHeartRadio, and want to make sure that we do the very best we can to continue that partnership and stay in good standing. It was interesting today. I just thought it was kind of amazing, and I'll tell you what, I was surprised. There are 6 people, and I guess I found this out as I was getting off the plane. That there are 6 people who have been charged with murder. Freddie Gray, and I think that is. I was surprised. I was really surprised, and I guess I was surprised because not only were they charged, but so quickly. Now, here's the part that you'll find interesting. The state attorney, the youngest state attorney in the history of Maryland, is married to the very city council member who said that if you're going to call these people who are rioting and burning down stores and businesses, if you're going to call them thugs, you might as well call them niggers. So it was surprising that it happened so quickly. But when you find out who the players are, maybe it wasn't such a surprise that they are offering up 6 lambs to the slaughter, and even 3 of them are black. 3 of them are black. Let's see if I can find their names. I know that I had them in my Twitter feed, but maybe they're gone. I don't know. Twitter was very active here at Right Online, and I think maybe they're off my Twitter feed. But there are 6 officers charged. Even the officer driving the police van was charged. I think that that's crazy. I personally think that that's nutty. But that's what we're dealing with. And I just saw a great meme that said, you know what, if thug is a new N-word, then justice is a new word for revenge. And that's what this is all about. You know what, I went through that whole thing in the beginning of the show to tell you where I was, because I was going back down to the meeting room because I forgot my swag bag in the meeting, and I thought I'd find it. But anyway, as I was going down there, excuse me, I'm tired, long day. As I was going down there, I was watching, one of the televisions was on the Communist News Network, and one of the employees from the hotel, the Marriott Marquis, a fine establishment here in the nation's capital, was watching CNN, and of course the curfew is enacted in Baltimore, and there were people still out, and he and I struck up a conversation, and what I said to him is, well, those people ought to go home, because there have been 6 people who have been charged with murder in Freddie Gray's death, and it's time to just let the courts play out, let the situation play out, let the investigations happen, let the trials happen, and then at the end of that process, here's the problem: if these people don't get life in prison or the death penalty, then there will be elements of that ilk who will not be satisfied, because it is truly in their opinion an eye for an eye. So me and this gentleman who works here was having a discussion, and he wasn't. I guess because he did something different than the protesters. He worked all day. You know what, he was working, so he wasn't aware that they had been an arrest. And I told him there had been an arrest of 6 individuals, including the driver of the van. And he said, well, people should just go home. Yes, people should just go home. Baltimore, it's 11:30. Go to bed. Go to bed. That lady who is now is who apparently is a hero for finding her son at the riots and smacking the crap out of him and getting him out of there. Because here's what and while I was watching that, and before the interview, I said what she doesn't want to happen is that he gets shot or beaten or something bad happened to him because he was somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be. And this is what we live by in my house and in my classroom. Here's what we live by. There's only two ways to get in trouble. Being somewhere where you're not supposed to be, or doing something you're not supposed to be doing. It's really the only way to get in trouble. If you are where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to do, it is damn near impossible to get in trouble. It's damn near impossible. Damn near impossible to get in trouble. But if you're somewhere where you're not supposed to be, doing something you're not supposed to be doing, the fact of the matter is that you are begging for the trouble and the things that come along with it. So this mom saw her son, in double jeopardy, somewhere where he wasn't supposed to be, doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing, and it wasn't like her son was 30. Her son was a teenager. And you know what? She had the perfect right as a mother to correct that situation. Now, I am not going to hold her up on a banner any higher than any other mom, any other responsible adult in this particular situation. I believe that she was just doing what she thought was right because she was trying to protect her son. She didn't want her son she didn't want to have to bury her own kid. I just don't get it. It's one of those things we talk about, and we've talked about a lot here on the William Austin Show. Here's the deal. Whatever happens, like I told you that we talk about with my son, whatever happens, come home. If the police stop you for no reason, okay, come home. That's all there is to it. Come home. We will work out the other details later. In the meantime, all I care about is that you come home. That you are home safely. One of my problems with being away, like again, we are in the nation's capital. I am not home. I am not in Tampa. We are in Washington D.C. Broadcasting from Right Online. Compliments of the great folks at Americans for Prosperity Foundation. One of the things I don't like is that I don't know when he's home. Now, I know he's 24 years old, and a lot of you at 24 were already living on your own, away from your parents, but I'll bet you $1 to a donut that even though that you weren't in their house, and maybe hadn't been in their house for a year or 2 years, they wondered where you were. They worried that they wanted you to get home and get home safely wherever you were, and especially in my situation where my son is 24-year-old young black man. I want him home. I want to make sure that he's safe. And when I'm not there, when I'm a few thousand miles away or so, it bothers me that I'm not there, that I can't go fix something if it goes wrong. But I have put in him, without a doubt, enough common sense that says, here's how you deal with that situation. You comply. You, first of all, don't end up somewhere doing what you're not supposed to do. And if that is the case, We know that you are in the right, and that's the deal. Make sure whatever happens, you are in the right. Period. Because mom and dad then can protect you. Then can go to Jane Castor, who is the retiring police chief of the city of Tampa, whom me and my wife know. That I can go to Bob Buckhorn, who's the mayor of Tampa, who knows me. And I know that not everybody has those advantages. But the idea is for your son or your daughter to come home alive. So you don't have to go identify the body. That's what it's all about. You don't want to be in a position tonight that somebody in one of these major cities in our country is getting a knock on their door and there's some police officer standing there with their hat in their hand saying, Mrs. Williams, there's been an accident. We need you to come with us. So that's the deal. That's what this mom is saying. This mom is saying that she doesn't want her son to end up like that. She doesn't want to get that call. She doesn't want to get that knock on her door. She's got to go down to the morgue and identify the son, identify the body of her son. She doesn't want that. So if she embarrasses him some, at least she's still alive. Baltimore, you have six police officers arrested for murder. All sorts of charges. I think something like 20 charges split between 6 people. There'll be jail time. They're not going to hang them from the town square until by their neck until they're dead. That's not going to happen. No one's going to get the death penalty. But there will be jail time. But you need to go home and go to bed. It's 11:40. Go home. Go to bed. Let the system work. So far, the system has worked. And you'll say, well, how can you say that, Willie? Well, there was a problem, an awful problem, and the corrective measures have been taken in that particular situation. It's time to go home and go to bed. Go home. All right, listen, we got to get out of here. Excuse me. Thank you so much for coming to the Willie Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio. We appreciate you being here. We will report back from Right Online tomorrow, probably tomorrow night, to let you know how the breakout sessions went, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a cool time. It was good seeing my friend Dwayne Lester. You remember Dwayne and I did election coverage for Liberty News in 2012 in Virginia. 6.5 hours without a break. Huh, my God. It was good times, though. It was good times. We did good work. I am proud of that time. I am proud of that that whole thing. So there you go. The writing, the broadcast, the whole deal. It was good seeing him, and I got to meet somebody famous in my world. I got to meet Brad Marston, so it was a pleasure meeting Brad Marston today, and we're looking forward to meeting more people here at Right Online. Listen, if you want to follow what's going on here, just follow the hashtag ROL15. I'll be plugging in my phone, which I'm having trouble keeping lit, frankly. But I'll be plugging in my phone and I'll be live tweeting all day. So follow me at RBM Show, and that way you'll get an idea of what's going on. All right, folks. Thanks so much for coming to the Will Lawson Show here on iHeartRadio. Until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, take care of yourself. We'll see you soon. You have discriminating taste and an eye for the impressive. You need to surround yourself with not only beauty, but quality. That is why you are looking for a new construction home for you and your family. Let the experts at New Homes of Tampa Bay guide you to and through your new home purchase process. With access to hundreds of model homes throughout the Tampa Bay area, New Homes of Tampa Bay is sure to find that perfect match of budget and beauty you are looking for. New Homes of Tampa Bay can save you thousands of dollars while costing you nothing. Call us today before you start your new home search. New Homes of Tampa Bay at 813-770-9452 and at www.newhomestpa.com.